Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I have no other information. I think we're going to wrap this up. But Dr. Goodwin, when do you plan to come back with the next iteration?
We're hoping to come back to you in August, when we'll have got the public comment period.
Comment period ends when? Remind me, please.
July 18th.
July 18th. Okay, on the first draft.
Right.
Okay. When is our August meeting? I must confess I have... It's in August. Thank you.
August.
Mr. Fiorini says our August meeting is in August. Thank you very much, Mr. Fiorini.
In that regard, if we were to meet with policymakers, political leaders, legislators, from the standpoint of science, because there are those out there that want to be on the right side of science. Some don't, but some do. Hopefully, some of the folks that may have different views than the council with respect to the plan, be them judges or political folks or policymakers at some time. It seems to me that when the sooner, I'm not suggesting we can change any schedule, because I understand August seems to be the target date for concluding this plan.
Concluding this plan is September.
We were hoping.
Well, not the plan, but I mean the summary will be in some kind of final form in August. Is that correct? I mean the executive summary or no?
Oh.
What happens in August?
A second version of the Delta Science Plan will return.
Will we be able to talk to those folks that I think would be persuaded by science by saying, here's a document, maybe this is not public, I don't know how this works, but the point is that I think that's the kind of interaction between this body and those that may have different views, or whether it be the judges or political folks. We have some science here that you should take into account. When can we bring that subject up and say this is maybe it's a preliminary draft, but it's a start and it's something that has real weight and influence on their thinking?
Well, certainly what we've got now is public, and what I'm hearing, the direction that we've been given, it's absolutely very well taken. The clarity, how it fits together. But what we haven't been hearing is that the fundamental process, this feedback mechanism for science, how we set prioritization across these multiple different programs. Right now, I don't think we've heard anyone say, no, that is not a good idea. So depending on what level you wish to talk to people, these big principles, there's widespread agreement, I think, in how we build this community of science, the infrastructure. So from that perspective, if you're looking at how we're going to conduct science without the fine details, we should be able to do that
right now.
Right now, yeah.
I guess that's my misunderstanding. Clearly, getting back to the notion of consensus, if you folks agree, and most scientists would say yes, this approach is appropriate, that level of agreement that scientists have, albeit not in the detail that you ultimately want to have, but for purposes of dealing with policymakers or politicians and even judges. That's available to us now in terms of dealing with those kinds of... I mean, I'm not suggesting it's going to solve all our problems, but I sure think that's critical for us to have that sense of confidence that there's that level of scientific agreement we can lead from.
Yeah, I think we'd probably want to take a month and just reflect as the public comments come in, the feedback that you've given, and maybe come out with a subset of this, depending on what you would like that presentation to be. If it's like a revised executive summary that just hits all of the high issues, and a sort of brief presentation on how we're structuring it, perhaps why it's different to how legislators have seen this done elsewhere and why. That sort of thing I think we could have in a month, but I think we would want that time just to reflect on it a little bit and make sure that these big questions are included and everyone's on the same page. So we speak with a single voice on the big issues.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Good. Thank you very much. All right.